So I would just say good morning. Let us take our feet together. Hello to your toesies. Wiggle, wiggle. Unfold now. Ground into the earth. Into the space on your right, on your left. Lift up through the sternum so you become a bit taller. Lifting up through the sternum and adding the core engagement at the same time. Okay? Lifting up and pull in. Once you pull the core in, it's actually really easy to firm into your glutes. And once you do that, it's very important that you extend the center of your crown like a sparkle light into the space above you. Then you're already in 4 directions. And here now, exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Now you got that 4 direction. Let's become aware of the space in the front and behind you. And here now, exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. So let us start your triangle sequence. Right foot first, beginning of your breath, middle of the breath, ending of your breath. Exhalation, left, beginning of the breath, middle of the breath, ending of the breath. Look towards the fingers behind you. Ground into the front foot, back foot. Inhale, inhale, elongation. This is your exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Ground into the front foot. Beginning of your inhale, middle of the inhale, ending of the inhale. Navel in already, beginning of the exhalation, middle of the exhalation, ending of the exhalation. Navel in, glutes are engaged. Press up into the center of your crown, lengthen, lengthen. Exhalation, navel in, returning with that right leg being straight. Okay, second side. Left arm, left foot. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Ground into the front foot. Clicking that right hip back. This is your inhale. Navel in. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Ground into the front foot. Beginning of your breath, navel in. Middle of the breath, ending of the breath. Navel in, beginning, middle, ending of the breath. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Firm into the glutes, firm into the core. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Heels of your feet off the floor, hover. Inhale. Lengthen, exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Okay. Second set. Right arm, right leg. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhalation, exhalation. Lengthen, lengthen. Quite a bit. Look for the fingers behind you. Ground into the back foot. Lengthen, lengthen. Exhalation, navel in, navel in, navel in. Couple more here. Beginning of your inhale, middle of the inhale, ending of your inhale. Left. Beginning of the exhalation, middle of the exhalation, long fingers. Ending of that breath. Ground into the back foot. Navel in, arching sternum forward. You got that sternal extension before you come to your forward fold. Third, inhale, inhale, lengthen, lengthen. This is internal rotation of that shoulder. Left, internal rotation, shoulder, elbows, wrists, and your finger joints. Ground into the back foot. Lengthen, navel in already. Arching sternum forward before you come to your forward fold. Shoulders will come down. Halfway forward, lengthen, clicking that right hip back. Fingers down, right leg comes behind you. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhalation, knee towards the forehead. Puff up between your shoulder blades. 2 more, right leg. Inhale, inhale. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Exhalation, navel in. Puff up between your shoulders. Hold breath, breath retention, focus retention, muscular connection. Hold, hold one more. One more deep breath, inhale. Lengthen, arching sternum forward. Can we return that right leg? Exhalation, straight leg. That means hugging the muscle into the bone before you return that right foot. Ground into the feet. Beginning of your inhale. Middle of the inhale. Tailbone forward, ending of that inhale. Hands to the heart, exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Take a moment, eyes closed, aiming for the crown skyward. Feel the earth beneath your feet. Feel your heart expansion on the right and the left side of the heart, before and behind your heart. Okay, 6 directions of that awareness. Left foot. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Internal rotation. Right. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. This is your inhale, navel in. Lengthen sternum, lengthen the base of your tailbone. This is your exhalation, navel in, clicking that right hip back. Left, inhale, inhale, internal rotation, internal rotation. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Right, navel in. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Left, exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. One more there. Beginning of the inhale. Middle of the inhale. This is the ending of that inhale. Right, exhalation, exhalation. Internal rotation of the fingers. Inhale, still internal rotation. Exhalation, internal rotation. Clicking that right hip and that right shoulder back already. Inhale, halfway forward, navel in. Fingers down, ground into the front foot. Left leg comes behind you. This is your inhale, arching sternum. Exhalation, knee towards the forehead. Puff up. In the arch of your hand, puff up in the back of your shoulder blade. Okay, 2 more. Inhale, inhale, gazing forward up. Exhalation, exhalation, hover, hold breath, hold 2, hold 3, breath retention, muscular retention, focus retention. Third, inhale, inhale, clicking the right hip back. Maybe the left leg can go a bit lengthier. Exhalation, firm into the right hip. Can we firm into the back leg on its way down? So you return that leg straight. Ground into your feet. Inhalation, inhalation, inhalation. Navel in, exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Eyes closed. In between sequences, try to take a moment, eyes closed, open up your ability to reflect, to remember. Seek the directions of beaming light around you. Okay. Let us have your third set. Right arm, right leg. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Left, exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Look for the fingers. Ground into the back foot. Inhale, navel in. Firm into the sternum. Navel in before you return. Right hand align to the left foot, hip distance apart. First spinal twist. Left arm. Inhale, inhale. Burn that tailbone away from the shoulder. Stay here for a moment. Core engagement, please. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Turn the left palm out and up. Inhale, inhale. Look for the fingers. Stay here for a moment. Aim the crown away from the shoulder. Aim that left hip sky away from the shoulder. Exhalation, navel in, exhalation, exhalation. Third set. Inhale, inhale. Ending of that breath. Hold. Breath retention, core engagement. Before you go, exhalation behind you. Away, away behind you. Inhale, arching sternum halfway forward. Exhalation, right leg comes behind you. Inhale, arching open, look forward, back leg maybe a little higher. Okay, exhalation, knee towards you. Keep the lower foot down to the ground. Okay, external circle, right knee aim out to the side. Make that knee circle. This is your inhale, half circle. Exhalation, another half. Inhale, open circle. Exhalation, aim the knee high before you return. Okay, internal rotation from behind you. Come out to the right, to space before you, back to the space within you. Okay, internal rotation. Inhale. This time, when you exhale, can you drag that back foot higher so you end up with a straight leg behind you. Okay, one more. Knee, inhale, internal rotation. Exhalation, right leg comes straight, gazing forward and up. Deepen that breath, navel in. Can we return this leg as it's still very straight and strong? Ground into your feet. Inhale, inhale. You will end up in a semi-back bend if you are completely awake in the space behind you. Here now, navel in before the palms comes to the center. Okay. When you are in this position, it's a good moment to remember that all 6 directions of your mental awareness of your, not just the physical space, more importantly, the mental space and the spiritual space. Okay, 6 directions. Left side, beginning of the breath, middle of the breath, internal rotation, ending of that inhale. Internal rotation, right, lengthen into the sternum, look to the right hand. This is your exhalation. Ground into the back leg, firm into the back leg, firm into the tailbone, firm into the sternum. Here now, exhalation, exhalation. Before this hand comes, your right hip is completely back. Okay, twisting now, right arm. Inhale, inhale. By this time, your navel should be completely firm. Hold breath. Keep clicking that right hip back. Exhalation, behind you, behind you, behind you. Okay. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Right hand, external circle. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Looking up if that's okay for the neck. Breath retention, navel in. Clicking that right hip back. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. One more. External rotation. Inhalation is that first half circle. Hold breath. Can you elevate that shoulder up a little higher? Shoulder joint. Exhalation. Half circle down. Inhale, ground into the front foot. Halfway forward, lengthen navel. Firm navel, fingers down. Puff up to the arch of your hand. Left leg comes behind you. Inhale, back leg higher as you look forward. Okay, we go for now, bending of the knee from the center out to the left. External rotation, external rotation, external rotation. When this bent knee goes out to the side, your lower leg needs to firm quite a bit. Now we go internal rotation. First one with the knee bend, internal rotation. Second one with the left leg straight at the very end. When that back leg is straight, sternum going forward and up. One more, internal rotation, knee. Exhale, straighten the knee, lengthen into the sternum. Deepen that breath. Stay here for a moment, clicking that right hip back. Okay, can we gently guide that back leg? Make it really straight on its way down. Feet comes together. Ground into the feet. Firm the leg muscles from the smallest, the lowest part to the highest, the biggest part. Tailbone forward, navel in. Exhalation, hands to the heart. Sense of awareness into the 6 directions in your heart, please. Okay, let us do some seated, actually come to your knees. Let's do some warming up of your spine a little more. Your feet and your knees are hip distance apart. Right hand, inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhalation, internal rotation. Exhalation, exhalation. Inhale, inhale. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Left side. External rotation. External rotation. Right. Internal rotation. Internal rotation. Internal rotation. Firm into the quads, firm into the thighs. Thighs should be vertical. Tailbone goes forward before you return your whole torso. Navel is in at this moment already. Okay? Navel completely is firmed in, glutes are firmed in, halfway when you're still halfway forward. Crossing the midline, right hand will land, left ankle. External rotation. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Stay here for a moment. Inhale into the right side of the ribcage. Exhalation, curl tailbone forward. When you curl that tailbone forward, accentuate the internal rotation of that left shoulder, because maybe the hand, the arm, the shoulder joint will become even more elongated. Lengthen your fingers, lengthen your elbows, lengthen your forearms. Firm into the core before you return. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Navel in, glute engagement, glute engagement. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Hang on. When you are still here in this phase, gazing forward, right in between, almost like you're looking at your brow point before you return. Okay, that means with your drishti, your gaze, you are managing to enter into a meditative space. The more you practice, the more you become stronger and more flexible, but more importantly, you start to have more accessibility into your meditative space. You're still inhaling here. Left hand to the right ankle. Right arm, internal rotation. Thighs forward before you bring that hand all the way back. Look to the fingers. Deepen that breath into the heart. When the exhalation comes, let your thigh work for you. When you inhale, make the heart really bright. You're inducing light on your inhale. You're inducing strength on your exhalation. When you're free of breath, you're also free of unnecessary things. Very good to firm into your muscular engagement at least. Right arm first. Inhale, inhale. This part, navel in. This part, glutes are in. Okay. By the time you come here, this is already boom, 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 upstairs. Okay. One more, right arm. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Opposite foot. Left. Thighs, lengthen. Let it stay. Let's work on your breath. Inhale into the right side of the shoulder, outer edge of the right shoulder. Exhalation, learn to firm. Tailbone forward. More importantly, firm the glutes from the lowest to the highest part of your glute. And if your muscular engagement is completely awake, then you accentuate the internal rotation of your upper hand. You make the arms, which is the extension of your heart, a little lengthier, a little brighter, a little lengthier. Firm into the quads before you return your hand. Left arm. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhalation, exhalation, exhalation. Left. Inhale, inhale, external rotation.
Sorry, Katerina, I have a quick question since you said to ask.
Yes.
Does it matter how we breathe or where we breathe from, like nostrils or through your mouth, or is it through your nostrils and then exhale through your mouth while we're in that?
Always nostril.
Okay, both in and out.
You have all these filters in your nostril. You have no filter in your mouth. Their breathing technique where you exhale through the mouth, but you don't want to take in through your mouth because your mouth has no filters.
Right.
All the particles. That's you have no filter system in your mouth.
Sure. Because a lot of times I'll exhale through my mouth, but inhale through the nose.
Always, unless you will hear me say exhale through the mouth. Sometimes we do that, but when I don't say it, it's ideally through the nose.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. It's better if you clarify, ask questions. Otherwise, I keep going. I think you understand, and it's not really beneficial for you because everything you do has so much more the deeper formation of it. So it's better to be very, very clear every step of the way. So now we're at the end of the exhalation. Deepen the breath into the left side of your shoulder, the left shoulder, the front of your shoulder, the left side of your heart, left side of this part, because you're trying to refurbish that part. When the exhalation comes, tailbone forward a little more. When the tailbone goes forward a little bit, creates another opportunity for you to elongate the right arm. Deepen the breath. Ideally, you are always looking, point of focus in your upper hand. Deepen that breath. Firm from the lowest part of your thighs to the highest part of your thigh. Now you click on the core. Before you finish clicking on the core, now you're clicking on your gluteus maximums, gluteus minimums, all that glute engagement. Okay. Once you return now, let's bring your hands parallel to one another. Okay. So inhale, arching open. Exhalation, puff up. Compensation for all that back bend here. Toes tucking. Lengthen out. Your first downward facing dog. Inhale, wrap the breath in the outer edge of your shoulders. Exhalation, navel in as you curl your tailbone away from the heart. Deepen the breath. Exhalation, point your elbows away from each other. So when I say internal rotation, you know how to internally roll your shoulder joint to bring your elbows back to parallel. Let's train our arm muscle to be a little stronger. Deepen the breath into the back of your heart. Exhalation, elongation into the base of your tailbone. Take one more deep breath. Next exhalation, gently, knees towards the ground. Okay, hands will be shoulder width distance apart. Knees are hip distance apart. Toes tucking. Inhale, burn out. Your tailbone away from the shoulder. Step your feet together. Right leg comes behind you. Inhale, look straight forward. Clicking down left hip back though. Exhalation, knee towards the forehead, puff up. Navel in, belly in. Hold, hold, hold one more. Right foot again. Inhale, look straight forward. Lengthen quite a bit. Hold, breath retention, breath retention, breath retention. Exhalation, puff up between your shoulder blades. Round the shoulder blades, knee in, core in. And you firm the left leg, the straight leg, muscle into the bum. One more, right leg. Inhale, inhale. Inhale, clicking that left hip back. Exhalation, knee towards the forehead, puff up. Core engagement, elevation of your outer shoulder, please. Puff up through the arch of your hands. Right leg behind you. Now you look down towards the navel. Back leg straight as you return. Feet comes together. Okay. Left leg behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Right hip back as you reach forward with your gaze. Shoulders are right above your hands. Navel in, exhalation, knee towards the forehead, puff up. Squeeze into the right leg, please. Two more. Inhalation, inhalation, align the shoulder above your wrist. Hold it there. Learn to click that right hip back. Exhalation, knee towards the forehead. Puff up in the arch of your hand, in the back of your shoulders, navel in, please. Third, inhale, inhale. Inhale, stay for a moment. Can we keep the back leg so strongly firmed as we release the leg without bending the knee. Feet will be then together. Next exhalation, gently, we guide our knees down. Catching hold now of your elbows. Then we bring our fingers together. Ground into the base of your hand, the back of your hand. Crown be in between your hands. Deepen the breath. Exhalation, knees off the floor. Step your feet together, please. Okay. Ready? Right leg first. That's your inhale, inhale, inhale. Learn to breathe like what you just did in the back of your shoulder. Exhalation, lower foot off the floor. Deepen the breath. Your right leg can go back a little bit stronger. Like it's pulling that right leg away from the ground, away from the left foot. Next inhalation, both feet will go out into a straddle. That is your exhalation. Tailbone away from the shoulder. Every time when you exhale, you want to feel for engagement of the core. Once you feel like you can stabilize your core engagement, see if you can elongate the arch of your feet and the tippy edge of your tailbone away from the ground, away from the earth, away from your head. When you exhale, arch of your feet, pushing your feet away from the arch of your feet, your toes away from the arch. Try to firm into the navel. If possible, always better to breathe through your nostril. Okay, right leg in the front, left leg behind you. Have this awareness that your tailbone is straight, especially if you try to bring that left leg a little bit further away from the right. Firm the engagement of your core muscles, firm the engagement of your tailbone alignment awareness, firm the engagement of all your leg muscles. Every time when you do the exhalation, that's when you put focus on firming the muscular engagement. Next inhalation, we bring both legs out into your headstand straddle again. That is your exhalation. Flexion of the feet, extension of the feet. Flexion, inhale, exhale, extension of the toes. Flexion, extension, flexion again. Exhalation, we guide your feet coming down. You will end up in a straddle step. Halfway forward, that's your inhale. Exhalation, bend the elbows, walk your hands back away from the feet. As far back as you call your hands away from the heart. Deep breath into the back of your shoulders. And next exhalation, we gently guide our hands forward. Now I'm going to turn you towards your right side. Bend that lower knee. Come to your right foot is in the front, left knee is down, you're in the lunge. Flexion of the front foot. Halfway forward, that's your inhale. Exhalation, bend the elbows, shoulders down, forward fold. See if you can keep working on clicking that tailbone away from the shoulder. Your left thigh should be in a vertical frame, by the way. Inhale into the back of the heart. Exhalation, fold that front knee so you're coming to pigeon. However that feels comfortable for your hip joint, you bend that knee. Doesn't always have to be a square setting. Have a look at that back foot. Walk the left foot towards the midline. One more step before you put your feet down. Inhale, lifting, open. Crown away from the shoulder, looking up. Exhalation, forward fold. Shoulders will release. Nice pigeon compensation for your headstand all that time there. When you inhale, feel the back of your shoulders, the back of your heart, the back of your spine. When the exhalation comes, imagine your back leg is becoming lengthier, longer. Okay. Next inhalation, halfway up, walk hands to the left side. Stay here for a moment before we gently guide both hands out to the left. Walk your hands, position your hands however that feels optimal for this hip opening. Otherwise, right elbow to the arch of that foot. Left hand, make a fist of the right hand. Left palm will press into the fist. Deep breath into the heart. When the exhalation comes, press into the fist a little bit more. Hug the body into the space behind you. And if it's okay for your neck, look up to the space above you. So even though that back leg is straight on the ground, it still means that you can cultivate a lot of mindfulness by imagining the length of this back leg is becoming longer and longer. If you have your left hand pressing onto that right fist, then every time when you exhalation, you give that pressure a little stronger. That will make your spinal twist even more deeper. So that also means you gotta learn to breathe into the left side of your heart, all the organs that there's on the left side of your body. So remember the back of your body, inside of your body, the space on the top of the body, the space behind the body, the space within the body. Okay. Next inhalation, gently, we guide now. For sure, we'll come back to the center, elevating crown towards the space above you. Take a moment as you look up. Exhalation, take that right foot inward towards you. Okay. Lifting of the hips just a little slightly. Clicking that right hip back. Back toes tucking. Exhalation from that lower knee off the floor. When you do this, perhaps elongate the crown above you even a little more. You'll have a lot more opening if you learn to hug the body into the space behind you. See if we can fine-tune the articulation of that right hip by guiding that right hip into the space behind you a little more. Next inhalation, lengthen up into the crown. Exhalation, gently, we release that lower knee to the floor. Okay. Once you release, we'll come to the center. Both knees are folded. Okay. Walk, your shin should be straight. Walk your elbows down. Tailbone forward. Both feet are turned out. Inhale into the back of your heart. Exhalation, curl that tailbone forward a little more. Next inhalation, we gently stretch the right leg straight as you rotate to the left side. Now you come to lunge on the left foot. Check your awareness in your alignment, hip distance apart for both legs. Flexion of the top foot. Inhale, halfway up. Exhalation, bend the elbows. This side, right side should be in the vertical frame. See if you have freedom to swing that tailbone. Guide the movement of the tailbone a little more. Slightly to the right, slightly to the left. Or use very gentle pulsatory motion to help the base of your, either it's your hamstring, your hip flexor to be a little more open. Once you feel like you can settle your body in a pose, then start to work on your breath. It's not just the counting of the breath, but it's the quality of the breath. Next inhalation, gently, we guide that front foot forward, bending of the left knee. We come to pigeon. Before you settle down, have a look at that back foot. Walk the back foot towards the midline before you release the back leg. However that feels comfortable for your head, you position that front shin down. Next exhalation, we walk the hands forward. Establish your breath awareness in between your shoulder blades. In the outer edge of your shoulders. In the back of your heart. Next inhalation, halfway up. Walk it, hands to the right. That's your exhalation. Come to a place where you can still have full awareness of this back leg. Stay, or next stage, left elbow to the arch of the foot. Right palm on top of that left fist. Deep breath into the heart. Exhalation, maybe offer a little pressure onto that fist. And see if you can hug the body into the space behind you. That will enable you to become more open so that you can turn the gaze up. Every time when you're able to press onto that fist, you should feel like there's more opening in the rib cage on the right side, the back of the rib cage. That means you can hug the body into the space behind you a little more. You still are imagining that back leg becoming lengthier, longer on every exhalation. You feel the heart becoming a little brighter, a little more spacious on your inhale. Exhalation, back leg becoming lengthier. When you start to do your exhalation, this is always a good time to firm your core in. Inhale into the right side of the body, right side of the rib cage, the back of the rib cage, right? All the organ that lives on the right side, and all the space, not just inside of the organ, but outside of the organ in 6 directions, please. Take one more deep breath. Next exhalation, very gently, we return. Guide our torso back to the center. Use your hand to walk the torso skyward, crown skyward. If it's possible, back toes tucking, firm that lower knee off the floor. If you firm that lower knee off the floor, the base of your left hip should feel rather grounded. Use the exhalation to fortify the firmness of that back leg, please. Deepen that breath. Next inhalation, gently we release the lower knee down. Okay. Let's walk our feet together. You just did this pose with your belly down. You will do the same pose with your belly up. Looks a bit like you're having your hands take hold of the arch of your feet. Check your shin, have them be parallel, vertically parallel, hopefully. Deep breath. Exhalation, pressing the arch of your feet. See if we can lower the knee a little bit. Inhale into the back of your shoulders. Exhalation, a little extra pressure through the arch of your feet and widen the horizontal opening of your shin out to the side. Chin in a little bit, elongation in the back of your neck. So perhaps eyes closed here. Deep breath into your heart. Exhalation, separate the distance between your knees. A little extra pressure into the arch of your feet. Deepen the breath into the back of your sacrum. Exhalation, separate the knees away from the sacrum. Meanwhile, activate the fortification of the arch of your feet awareness. Next inhalation, very gently, the hands will guide your knees back to the center. Right knee on the top, thread hold of your shin. Let's go for your internal rotation. Use the circular motion to massage the base of your sacrum. Internal rotation, internal rotation, internal rotation. Switching side, left knee up. Grab hold of the shin. Knee towards you. Internal circle, internal circle. Just so that you compensate all that hip opening that you have experienced in your headstand, in the ones that you did earlier in your pigeon. Lots of different kinds of hip opening that you just did today. Next inhalation, gently, we uncross the knees, fingers to the top of your shin. Position, position, position. Okay. Shall we end then? Roly poly, up, up, up. Roly poly, down, down, down. Roly poly, in. Roly poly, out, out, out. Okay. Then we shall end. Why don't we started by standing up. Why don't we end standing up as well? Hello to your feet. Feel your legs. You worked on them. Acknowledge them. Unfold now. Horizontal expansion of your fingers, but hug the body into the space behind you. Firm into the legs every time when you bring before you bring your hands together. The flowing of the water in the ever-living fountain. The rising and the setting of the sun upon its way. The wide encircling of our own horizon, heaven above, and the earth beneath our feet. Hello, earth. The root that rises to stems, leaves, and flowers, and the falling, the remembrance of the sea. Just take a moment, get used to reconnecting to the most secretive and precious part. The space on the right and the left side of your heart. The space in the front and behind your heart. The space above and beneath your heart. And most importantly, the space that you hold dear. The thought, the remembrance that you hold dear within your heart. I wish you a wonderful day. Next, I would just